30 to 40 years, the Monticello School Foundation allowed the school district the opportunity to improve the education of students through donated technology. In 1976, the Monticello schools acquired their first computer, and since then, the technology has quickly updated to newer software that is not limited to computers. For many years, our schools have been using non-digital TVs. These TVs are placed on carts and accessorized with VCR players and eventually newer DVD players. Though these TVs were nice at the time, they weren't guaranteed to work. Often they wouldn't get signals and the videos would refuse to work. Nowadays, thanks to the Monticello School Foundation, many of the younger schools now have digital TVs that have better picture and offer a better educational experience.
This is Miss Miller, and I'm going to interview her about her Mimeo. Do you like your Mimeo?
I love my Mimeo.
How do you use it, like in class?
Well, we can use it in lots of different ways. It basically just turns my whiteboard into an interactive whiteboard, and it allows me to use my computer in front of my students. So, as an example, we're going to create a PowerPoint really quick, and I could do this with a whole class to show how to create a PowerPoint, or we could do it together, and then I could use it to show in another class. So I can go to Design Aspects, pick a layout that I like. As long as you have your onboard keyboard up, you can click on your onboard keyboard. I can click in the area where I want to add my text. Maybe. Yes. And I can say work. Wait, I spelled it. Catchphrase. Deal. And then minimize that, and we can do all sorts of things. So it really just creates, with my stylus, I can do whatever I can do on my computer in front of my students.
Would you rather have this or something?
I like to have a Mimeo because I can still use my whiteboard as a whiteboard. I don't have to have a new whiteboard. So let's say we wanted to pull up a picture or maybe my presentation, and I wanted to say, oh, you know, there's a misspelling, which it isn't misspelled, but I did earlier. So I would say, oh, this is a misspell. Obviously, I'm misspelling the spelling. And I would say, oh, you know, you need to go back and fix that, blah, blah, blah. But I can also erase it, and it takes, to me, it takes less time than having to pull out my Mimeo whiteboard marker and writing it and all that stuff.
Okay, last question. Is it hard to set up?
No, it's very easy. You just install the program into your computer, and then you have your little bar, which is right here above Corey's head, and you just make sure it's attached to your computer. They even have a wireless component that you can put on, but I don't have that. It's pretty easy.
When you think about school supplies, you might think of notebooks. Kids would use the notebooks to take notes and to do assignments, but now we use them more to doodle and play games. Kids are allowed to use iPads for notes and assignments, as well as accessing the internet for educational and class purposes. These iPads are an advance in recent technology and allow the kids to use resources to make higher quality work.
What can you do on the iPad?
It helps you at school. Easy to use. Learning.
iPads helped you in your class.
The kids are really motivated to use them, and they're continually exploring. They have no fear of the new technology. They just pick it up and go, and they're excited about it.
For years, 2 or 3 computers or laptops were provided for each classroom. Students were able to use the computer for their assignments, but it would take time for all the students to be rotated through the computers. The amount of computers that we have access to now is sky high. Each student has access to a laptop or computer, which is a good thing because the kids can get their homework done at school if they don't have access to internet at their homes. Laptops have improved the quality of work in our schools greatly. In the middle school, the Applied Technology Lab teaches kids how to use different programming systems that they may want to consider for when they later decide their major or what classes they're going to take in high school. The program uses a combination of computers, reading packets, and other pieces of technology that kids are required to complete over a period of 10 days. The older computers that the students are using make the task more difficult as they are slower and the quality of the videos that they may have to watch would be difficult to see what's going on. Also, the sound systems may be hard to understand. With the newer computers that some have access to, students are able to watch videos in a quality in which they can understand what's going on, and their work can be completed faster. A few years back, teachers and students used a piece of equipment called overheads. These overheads used transparencies that were copies of a worksheet onto a plastic sheet that could be drawn on and then cleaned off. This way the teacher could go through worksheets with the students, but it required time to make those transparencies, and we had to have the resources to make them. Now, in the science department in our high school, the teachers are provided with LCD projectors that give a better picture and allow the teachers to show things on the internet from their computer, as well as go over assignments with their students without having to worry about wasting the resources to get the transparencies made. Thanks to the Monticello School Foundation, our schools continue to gain and improve technology that can help our educational system. Also, thanks to the donating and fundraising of this foundation, the music department obtained things such as band uniforms as well as an enclosed trailer to haul equipment. Carpenter gained things such as new playgrounds, and Shannon Elementary got letter people. The schools also got iPads and a therapy dog. Without the donating and fundraising of the Monticello School Foundation, our educational experiences in the Monticello School District wouldn't be as memorable and as benefiting as it is today.